In this video, I want to talk about the importance of signaling and shoulder checking before you pull away from the curb. We can see in a moment's time that the vehicle that is leaving just after us is not signaling before they're pulling away. Okay, and so when you go on the test, that's something the examiner is paying close attention to is, did you communicate your intent before you moved your 3,000-pound weapon, right? Oftentimes I have students that are converting their licenses from, they have a foreign license, they're converting their license, so they've come in to take a lesson to see if everything's good. And one of the very first things I have someone do during the lesson is I have them pull over to the side of the road. And very often, if it's our very first lesson, they just pull over without signaling or shoulder checking. And then I explain the importance of the procedure to do a lane change, the fact that you need to signal, or actually I ask the students them to explain what their procedure is. And very often they'll tell me, well, I got to signal, I got to check my mirrors, I got to shoulder check. And then we write out the steps in the order in which it needs to be done. And then I also point out the fact that when you're pulling towards the curb or pulling away from the curb, these are considered lane changes. And they go, oh, okay, sounds good. And then I ask them to continue down the road when they think it's safe. They put the car into drive and they come to leave without signaling. And so I have them pull over again and I go, well, what did we forget? And they're like, oh, I forgot to signal. If this happens usually 2 or 3 times on the test, they'll just ask you to come back in, whatever amount of time that you have to wait for your next test to be able to demonstrate that again, right? So it seems like it's a very simple mistake, but it's not. This is the only way we can communicate with other road users is using our signals, right? So we're sitting in a giant matchbox moving around. The signals, the indicators are the only thing that are telling other road users what we intend to do. So as simple as it might seem that you know where you want to go, you know that you're pulling away from the curb, you think that you've checked, you still need to let people know because other people are trying to make decisions based on your intention. So always signal before you pull away from the curb, always signal before you pull towards the curb.